Everybody, this is T coming back to you with another video. So today I'm just going to show you a quick little get ready with me. I'm just going to do something quick with my face before I go to my appointment. So follow along. So first things first, I start off with my e.l.f. primer. After moisturizing, of course. You could use a moisturizer of your choice. I like Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I gotta watch out for my massive lashes. Next, I take my Maybelline Superstay in shade 330. And I do like a pump and a squirt. So not fully a half a pump, but a pump and an extra little tiny squirt. I apply it to the back of my hand. And I'm gonna be looking this way because my mirror is there. I like to pat it in my face. I blend, I blend, I blend, I blend. I want it to look like my skin, so I blend and blend and blend. I don't like too much product on my nose, so after I'm done blending that side of my face, I'll usually go in and do my nose. I just personally don't like the way it looks with too much makeup on my nose, so that's why I do that. I may have put too little bit because I am running out of product, and so everybody do a squirt and a half, or you know, based on your face. So I'm gonna do a half a squirt. It's so scary when I'm wearing white. Yeah. All right, then I apply it. Take the excess product, get this part of my nose, in between my eyes, like that area, and then I go in with my forehead. And as you can see, I like to blend, 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 blend. I'm just looking over here because my mirror is there. And I go over everything except for my under eyes. You see I have dark circles. So we're gonna cover those up, but I don't want too much product under my eyes because then it starts to like break apart. Next, I like to go in with my 24 Hour MAC Studio Fix Concealer. It is in shade NW45. And I only put it on the inner corners of my under eyes. Okay, so you want it to look something like that. And then I take my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, which is my lighter shade, and this shade is in Tan Sand. And I don't put a lot on, just enough to give me a little pop. So I don't use a brush for when blending my concealer. I actually use a sponge. So let me grab it. All right, then what I like to do is take the concealer and I like to blend the colors. So I'm basically mixing the colors. So I'm gonna do it over here. And I like to drag it down here. Blend and blend and blend. I like everything to just melt together. And then now for the other side. Oh, got a little bit on my eyelid, but that's okay. Like I said, I like to drag it a little bit down. I always end up putting more product on this side. I don't know how. All right, and when I feel like I have a good blend, then I go in with powder, like almost instantly. So I like to take the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And what I do is take one of these triangle sponges. I know I need to clean mine. Take some product, and then I like to mix it into the cap just so that it's like smooth when it applies. And then I apply it. All right. Then the same to the other side. I think I needed a little bit more on that one. Just take whatever excess to make it even on both sides. So now I'm done with the Laura Mercier and the sponge. Now I take my Juvia's Place bronzer palette in the shade Tan. And I use the darkest shade to just warm up my face a little bit. Usually I would have done my edges ahead of time, but it didn't work out that way, so. I just like to put it where, I guess, contour is supposed to be. I don't know how to contour, but, you know, this is not professional. All right. So when I feel like my face has warmed up a little bit more, I now go in with my Charlotte Tilbury, and this is in the shade 310. And this is just a powder that I use to put on my face to set it. I like to put on this powder before my blush because I find that find that my blush gets like washed away. And I'm not putting a lot on, just enough to make sure everything is set. All right. And now I go back in with the Juvia's Place and I take that same brush wherever I put it. What did I do with the brush? Oh, wow. It was right in front of me. I take this and I close my eyes and I dab. Then I go into the pot again and I dab. So I can get a nice bronzed eye. And then the same, of course, for the second eye. All right. So sometimes I'll go back in if the setting powder kind of muted my little contour situation. Sometimes I put it on the bridge of my nose. Today I'm not going to. And now for my favorite part, the blush. So I am using Juvia's Place. Once again, this is volume 5. And what I do is I go in 2 taps with the bottom shade and I just lightly apply it. Then I do the same to the other side. And then I go in with 1 swipe of the top color, which is super bright. And I go in and do that, just to deepen the blush color. I do like to take another light dab and just put a little on my nose. So now that all of that is done, I just do my eyebrows. I use the NYX Brow Glue. And I just add it throughout. I like to brush upwards. All right, then I give that a second to dry. And then I go in with my e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. And this is in the color brown, I think. I don't know the exact color. But I think it's either like a deep brown or a brown. Then I take my spoolie and just blend out what I've just added. And then I take my NYX Matte Finish as my setting spray. You want to put on setting spray before mascara because you'll have a mess on your hands if you don't. Alright, so now I have to have this dry. Alright, so this is the finished look. I did go ahead and lay down my edges as I waited for my setting spray to dry. I hope that you guys like it. I am by no means a makeup artist, but I just thought I'd show you what I do. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave your comments down below.